Hi everyone, good morning. So today we want to discuss about a continuous statement first of all. Okay, before jumping on to a string and other things, basically I just want to explain about continue. So what is this continue and why are we using this continue statement? If you can see here, this continue statement is mostly used inside a loop. Whenever it is encountered inside a loop, control directly jump to the beginning of the loop for the next iteration, skipping the execution of the statement inside the loop body for the current execution. So what it's going to do basically, if you clearly observe, if you remember the break one, break will terminate the execution at that particular point. Right? Usually break will be terminating the execution at that particular point inside a loop or inside a switch case also. Whereas here, the continue, what it is doing means inside a loop, whenever the continue encounter, instead of executing that particular logic, it will navigate the program to the first loop starting so that it will continue the loop. This is particularly useful when you want to continue the loop, but you don't want to execute the rest of the logic. Okay, you just want to execute the loop content itself, but you don't want to execute the rest of the logic. In such situations, we are going to use this continue. Fine. How the continue looks like. If you can have a look into the screenshot, let me write it down 1 second so that for a better understanding. So here, the first thing is a loop, and inside a loop, there is a condition. If this condition is a true, then it will perform some other logic. If this condition is not a true, it will perform the execution. And finally, the loop is not valid, hence it will stop the execution. So here, this is a loop. Inside a loop, there is a condition. Whenever this condition is true, as internally we have a continue, it will directly takes this control to the loop itself without executing anything. If this condition is a false, then only the logic present inside that will be executed. So the bottom line out over here is whenever the continue is encountered, it's not going to execute any sets of logics. It's going to execute directly or it will be rotating the loop itself. Okay, directly it's just rotating the loop itself. Good. Then the next point which I need to consider on top of this one is okay. So once after we have created this logic, let me show you a simple example for this continue within a program. So right click, new class, example, continue with the main method. And for this one, what I'm doing means for int I equal to 1, I less than or equal to 10, I plus plus, right? So yesterday we have created a logic that if I equal to 3, system dot out dot println I value. So whenever that I value is equal to 3, then I am printing that I value. Right. Now, let me run my script once and see how this is going to work. Run as a Java application. this time. So I'm trying to execute without the continue, and I just want to show you how it looks like. Without the continue, I'm getting I as a 3. And now, instead of this system.out.println, if I add a continue followed by this one, let's make it as a continue directly. And now, when I run my test script as a Java application, see here, nothing is being printed. So it means if this condition is true, it is entering the condition. The ultimate objective of a continue is there is a nothing for you to execute inside the block. As I have given a continue keyword, directly go to your control to the loop. Don't execute anything, directly go to the control to the loop itself. That's what the meaning we are specifying here. Okay. Good enough. Done the deal. So this is the way how we can use a continue statement. Anyways, we will be seeing this continue in the real world with a selenium examples as well moving ahead. Okay, with respect to the selenium, anyways, we are going to study these concepts. Okay, kids, done the deal. And then the next point that I need to cover on top of this particular one is a string. So what exactly a string is? Why are we using these strings in Java? What is the significance of using these strings? Right, even we should know about this particular one. Let me open up the document related to these strings here. 1 second. Yeah, yeah. String. String is not a data type, but it is an inbuilt class in Java, which is used to store a group of characters into a variable. I can say either a group of characters or a sequence of characters. We can call it as a string. Okay. In Java, string is an immutable object. Let me make a note out over here. String is an immutable object. What exactly the meaning of that immutable object means? Which it is a constant and cannot be changed once it has created. Okay, good. That's fine. And after that, what we are going to do means we will study more about these strings, the various methods, whatever we have present in a string. So what I'm doing right now means let me create a new Java class, new Java class, example string with a main methods. I just created a string with a main method here. Now, on top of this one, how can I define a string? So usually string A equal to Suren, string B equal to Jagannatham. So I'm just defining my name here within this particular strings. Okay, kids. And after we declared this particular strings, the next point out over here is we have a bunch of methods within the string to compare or to do any kind of operations on a string. We do have a bunch of operations on a string class using which we can perform different sets of operations on strings. See, a simple example for this one is assume that in your application you have created a user. Upon creating a user, you are getting a confirmation message stating that a user created successfully. Right, a user created successfully. A confirmation message is getting displayed out over there. So what I want to do right now is, as we are getting that a confirmation message, definitely we need to validate that. The outcome from that particular one is a string, and we can compare that particular one with another string. Okay, we can compare that particular one with another string. So it means string 1 and a string 2. We are trying to compare the two different strings here. Okay, good. So let us see the methods then, how the string can be compared, how the multiple strings can be compared. What are all the methods that we have? Let us see that example here. Okay, so here a dot, whenever you type a string dot, a bunch of methods which can be validated on a string will be displayed here. Equals and an equals ignore case. First of all, let me use an equals. So here a equals to b. Whenever I mouse over on this particular one, the outcome from that particular one, which is a return type, is a boolean. So what I am doing right now means system.out.println. I'm just printing that status. A dot equals B. So I know that my A value is Suren and the B value is Jagannatham. Both are not equal. When I run my script, the outcome should be a false itself. See here, the outcome it returned as a false. For suppose if I change my both the strings as a equal, Suren, and when I run my test script, this time the outcome is returned as a true. But in this situation, if you observe the first string, it is a Suren, and the second string is also Suren, but the only difference is this one is in a lower case and this one is in an uppercase. Right, this is in a lower case and this is in an uppercase. Whenever these two are having a different cases, what we can do means if I use an equals method, let me run my script by using an equals method so that it returned as a false. So the equals is a method which is specifically used on a string which will compare both the strings even if their cases are not the same, it will return as a failure itself. So my intention is I don't want to compare their cases. I just want to compare the string content. Okay, I want to compare just the string content. In such situations, I can use an equals ignore case method. Equals ignore case, the meaning itself is clearly mentioning that I don't want to compare their cases. I just want to see whether those two strings are equal or not. In such situations we are going to use an equals ignore case methods. Okay, now when I run my script as a Java application, the outcome it returned as a true here, guys. Okay, the outcome it returned as a true here. That's it. This is a simple point how you need to deal with this. Equals and as well as an equals ignore case methods. Okay, get. And then the next method, whatever we have is a char at methods. Char at, we need to pass an index. So it means within the string, whatever the character we have at a particular index, get it. So here, for suppose, let me comment this one, a dot char at, I'm specifying the character at the 0th index. And whenever you mouse over on that, the return type is a character. Let me directly print this information. system.out.println a dot a caret. Now, when I run my script as a Java application, so zero index means it's going to be the first character. Usually within a string, the index will start from zero. Okay, in a string, index will start from zero. Zero index means a first character. One index means a second character. Two index means a third character. 99 index means 100th character. That's it. Like that, we do have an index. Usually it will run with n minus 1. So here caret is a method which we are using in order to compare or in order to get the specific character present in a string. Okay, good. Done the deal. And then the next point which we need to consider on top of this one is we can use a concatenation method. Concat is a method which is used to add two strings, or even I can use plus also to add two strings. Let me do that. System.out.println a plus b. I have a two variables, a and a b, a plus b. And now when I run my script, Suren, the two values were appended one after another. They were added basically one after another using a plus symbol. The same can be done system.out.println a dot concat of a b. The value present in a concatenate with the value present in a b. So when I run my script as a Java application, see the same output it's getting. In order to do a concatenation of a two different strings, either you can use this. Okay, either you can use this plus or even you can use this concatenation as well. That's the first thing. And the next thing on top of this one is, okay, assume that your string C is equal to what it has, maybe basically I just want to do a replace of this particular string. So what I am going to do right now is, so this string contains Surendra is a trainer. Surendra is a trainer. Good. System.out.println C dot replace is a method which is used to replace one character with another character in a string. And moreover, if if you observe the replace, basically the first parameter it is asking is a old character and the second parameter it is asking is a new character. So what I am doing right now means I'm just passing my first character as a dot and my second character as a space. So basically, replace the dot with a space within the C. Wherever dot is there, it should replace with a space. Basically, whenever it printed the input to the console, it's not displaying the dot, it's printing the space here. Surendra is a QA trainer. A text is being printed here. So replace is a method which is used to replace one character with another character in a given string. Okay, it will be replacing one character with another character in the given string. Okay,